What's up, y'all? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. I'm happy to have you here. So we're talking all about creativity. I used to say all the time that I wasn't creative, and honestly, I didn't really think much of it. I didn't think it was that big of a statement. I didn't think there was anything wrong with me saying that I wasn't creative, because in my mind, I'm looking at other people who are obviously creative, and I'm thinking that because I don't measure up to that, I'm not creative. But now that I'm a little bit older, I'm much more aware of the things that I say and how dangerous it can be to speak things like that over my life. When I say that I'm not creative, I'm directly speaking against my true identity. We are all creative. We were created by the ultimate creator, so we have no choice but to be creative. And now that I'm finally learning that, it's like, okay, I'm honestly talking in a way that this is speaking to my younger self, speaking to the version of myself that always said I wasn't creative, because I just need to hear it. And truly, it feels weird even making a video about this because it sounds ridiculous. Like, why would you say that you're not creative? But I used to say it all the time, so I'm guessing that there could be some other people out there who maybe also felt the same way before or currently feel that they're not creative. Maybe it's because they're comparing what they got going on to somebody else. Maybe it's because they're battling perfectionism and they feel like, okay, it's not as good as it could be, so therefore I have to discredit it altogether. I don't know. Maybe not. I could be in this on my own. I don't think that I am, but I could be in this boat by myself, and that's fine. Even if this video is just to speak to myself and say that all this time that you thought you weren't creative, you were just missing a basic foundational principle here, that you are creative. You were created to create. You were created to be creative. It's been in you all this time. Like, I'm a little bit older now, so I'm more aware of it. I'm more aware of the creativity that I possess, but it's also important for me to acknowledge the fact that it's been in me all this time. I've always had creativity in me, and you've always had creativity in you as well. It just might have been a little bit more difficult to see it, but no more. Every week where I make these videos, I'm speaking so passionately about them because I'm trying to make myself get it. I'm trying to make myself understand these messages that I needed years ago. Little Rachel needed to know that she was creative, and even though they were like, my family would tell me that I was creative, I just didn't believe it. And so now that I'm older and I can tell it to myself, I think that's so important. It's one thing to hear other people say it, but it's another thing to truly believe that you are creative. And I finally have gotten to a point where I feel that. And of course, now also, the older that I get, the more I realize how important the things that you say to yourself are. You have to speak life over yourself. You have to watch the things that you say. And every time that I would say I'm not creative, in my mind, it was just a casual statement. It was just the truth. That's how I looked at it. I didn't really think it was that big of a deal. But now I feel like my perspective has changed, and especially a lot even just within this week. I've mentioned on my channel before that within the last couple of years, that's when I kind of started feeling creative. But I think even more, just going a little bit deeper with that, I felt creative because of the things that I was doing. I didn't take on this mindset that I am simply creative regardless of what it is that I do. It is just in me. And now that's, I think, the discovery that I've had recently, is that I am creative. Regardless of how I do what it is that I do, I have the ability in me to create, to produce, simply because I am created by the God who made me in his image, and he's creative. So I've been studying and I've been seeing different messages a lot this week, honestly, and even just in my Bible study, of the messages of the scriptures that are in the Bible, in the first book of the Bible at that, the first chapter of the Bible, I'll even say. And specifically, let's just go ahead and bring the Bible out here. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, where it says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." Right there, it establishes that God is a creator. He is creative. He creates. And in verse 27, it says, "So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them." So it already right there is saying that God has created each of us in his own image. And if God is creative, then he is creating us to be like him. He is creating us to have some of the qualities and the attributes that he has as well. And if he's creative, then I have creativity as well. And so honestly, when I say things like I'm not creative, I am unknowingly diminishing such a large part of my identity, because it's a large part of God's identity. We find out in literally the very first verse of the Bible that God is a creator. He creates. therefore I create, therefore I'm creative. And so by me saying I'm not creative, I'm really doing a lot more damage than I even realized. So I think that's why this, even just doing this video, was so important to me, because I have to know, and I definitely know it now. I know a lot better than I do, but like, this is speaking to my younger self who swore up and down that I was not creative. It is so important to cancel out that lie, because that is one of the biggest lies that I think I have told myself, that I just looked at it and didn't think it was that big of a deal. I just shrugged it off because it's like, oh, that doesn't really seem like a big deal to say, but it is such a bigger deal to say than I even realized. Because also, I think I was just kind of looking at it as though creativity is just art. Creativity is painting and drawing and decorating and DIYing and stuff like that. Like, I was limiting what creativity is. But creativity shows up in so many areas of our life, whether it's communicating with people or the way that we solve problems. It could very well be art in the things that we produce, but creativity is just so complex. So to say that I'm not that is to say that I have no ability to do anything creative whatsoever, and that is just the furthest thing from the truth. And I think honestly it went even deeper for me, because it's just a cover-up mechanism of what I would say to justify when I felt like I wasn't good enough at something, when I wasn't good at doing this, or I'm looking at somebody else who's so good at this and I'm not. So now I'm comparing myself. Okay, here we go again with the comparison. So yeah, that's it. This video was a short one, but just a quick one to remind somebody else that you are creative. Like I said, I could be on my own out here in this saying that I'm not creative, but there could be other people out there who feel the same way, or who have felt the same way. And maybe you're saying things like, I'm not creative, and you don't realize that that is the furthest thing from the truth. We all have a level of creativity within us, because that's just how we were created. So this is just a reminder to somebody to know that you are creative. You have the ability to create, and you gotta work it. Yes, you do, but you are creative. It is just who you are. Just a little reminder and a little bit of encouragement for somebody who might need it, and for the little me that is within that needed to hear it too. All right, so that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.